that's the 10 Bells. For those of you who are fans of the Ripper, that is one of the famous 10 Bells pub here on the street of the Ripper era. Right, I just had a beer at the 10 Bells pub here in Spitafields, Furniture Street. Excuse me. The significance of the 10 Bells is that it was said that two of the Jack the Ripper's victims drank the last drink before they met their deaths at the hands of Jack the Ripper. I am now walking the streets where Jack the Ripper stalked his victims and murdered his victims in East London here. Today the streets are very clean here, but in 1888, at the time of the Ripper murders, this area was the slum. But this is the sort of houses that they lived in during the 19th century. They look very respectable today, and maybe even posh and trendy, but it was not uncommon to find up to 10 or 15 families living in the one building there. You could have 15, 20 people in a room, and there'd be these sort of houses here. It was definitely a different time. London had an issue with waste, sewage. We would have been walking in sewage from outdoor privies. They had cesspools which were to store the waste in the basements, and so when they overflowed, it'd come onto the street. Note that if we were walking here in this street in 1888, it would be a very different experience. A very different experience. This is just one part of the Ripper story here. I'm currently walking down Brick Lane here in the East End of London. Very trendy area it is, full of bars and hip shops, you know, it's very trendy. Ooh, would love to have some of that, but I just have fish and chips. Well, I found Petticoat Lane Market. We'll have a bit of a walk through there. Well, there's a couple of bags being sold here. This is Petticoat Lane in Whitechapel. Well, that is a teddy bear you wouldn't want to give your kid, would you? Oh, how are you? You get some Italian there, you got some fresh food stuff here.
It's like
Place to go and have some lunch. Pretty good. Hello. My God, I've got a whole lot of pigeons around here now and they think I'm going to feed them. That's not happening. You could be thinking that I'm in the Middle East, but I'm actually in the middle of Whitechapel, London, East London. And as you can see, we've got some markets here happening. Here's we're along Whitechapel Road here, and it's a very cosmopolitan place, very different to what it was in 1888, but still very much the same. So you can buy practically anything here. You get shawls, toys, jewelry, clothes, whatever you want. You got everything here in this shops and everything. You can buy watches, batteries, get repairs. Wow, what's this? In grateful and loyal memory of Edward VII, erected from subscriptions raised by Jewish inhabitants of East London, 1911, the time of the Jack the Ripper. There was a huge influx of Jewish immigrants in the East End. Thus, they were very predominant here. And as you can see, as we're going through the marketplace, there's very predominant Muslim there. We've passed the mosque up there. So there's once again, there has been changes in the demographics of East London. That's him, Edward VII. Memory of Edward VII. He was King Edward actually. For obviously he done something for them and they're very grateful. Here is the memory today in 2019.